Guys, welcome to another episode of About Time with Michael. It's about time you're here. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We need more subscribers. So, I have the last Rolex I wanted to show you just today. We've done some dive watches in your Submariners. We went through the Kermit, flat 4 Kermit. We went through a V-Series C Dweller. We did some Steel Daytonas. We did an awesome 14060 by Susie Moroney. It was gifted to her by Rolex. Today I have not a new old stock watch, believe it or not, but I've got an Explorer. I've got an Explorer 1, which is pretty iconic to the brand. It is all in stainless steel, but I've got a 39mm Explorer. So a lot of you guys out there obviously know now they've got a 40mm Explorer. Some of you vintage guys only love the 36mm Explorer, which is one of the original ones. This was a 39mm Explorer. It came around, this is a 2020 model that I've gotten here. It sort of was released around 2016. So Rolex decided that the Explorer should have an upgrade, so they gave it a bit of an injection with steroids and made it a 40mm case. It is bigger, but when they did it, Rolex didn't really think of everything, and they made some mistakes with the hands on this model, not this model, but the previous model, and the 3, 6, and 9 on the dial. So this model is the upgraded version, the Mark II they call it. So they changed the hands and they changed the dial to make it a little bit nicer. I put the lume back on the 3, 6, and 9. It is a beautiful watch that carries a lot of history with Rolex. Anyone out there that's looking for something similar to like an Oyster Perpetual or an entry-level Rolex, please don't pass up a Explorer. It has to be at 40mm now, but if you can check out one of the vintage guys, Vintage Watch Co. I always say Watch Gallery, Chris or Shawnee at the European Watch Gallery. These guys might be able to source you a 39mm Explorer. I'll show you under the camera in a minute, but I will go through the upgrades again just quickly. Rolex did upgrade their booklet. Went very, very formal with this little Explorer booklet here. It says Oyster Perpetual Explorer on there. It's not as funky as the vintage stuff, and nor is anything inside as cool as what the previous versions were. It's a little bit bland now, but still it's a nice green booklet. They did up their ante with their warranty cards. It looks like a credit card. It looks like they have some sort of scanning. This here is how an authorized dealer will scan that, and that's how they activate your warranty cards. So when they sell it to you, they have a little iPhone or little iPad at the back, and they'll scan that, and that tells Rolex that that watch is now being sold. It does have the model number, it does have the serial number, and unfortunately with Rolex with privacy issues, they went away from putting your name and date on there, so now they only have your date on their warranty cards. I still have a lot of people that used to come into me and say, oh, I really want to buy this watch. It's for my son or my daughter. Can you please put their name on there so I can give it to them for their 21st birthday or whatever? Unfortunately, now you can't do any of that anymore. But it does have the date on there. This one here, August 2020. This one also has the bezel protector and the tag. And then they upgraded their green wallet with their guarantee manual and service at the back. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's go through the watch. Sapphire crystal glass, really easy to read, very legible, super crisp dial and case, nice and sharp. This one here is in really good condition. Give you a little bit of a history about the Explorer. Anyone who didn't know, 1953, obviously Rolex, the Explorer debuted itself in a 36mm case following Sir Edmund Hillary. That guy that went up Mount Everest is pretty important. 1989, reference 14270 was introduced with the sapphire crystal, so Rolex moved away from having the plexi. They moved into a sapphire crystal and wider applied markers on the dial. 2001 was pretty big for them. They went for a 114270 model. They maintained the 36mm case, but they updated the movement, which is a huge deal. And instead of that really flimsy bracelet, they went with a solid N-link bracelet. They made that watch a little bit stronger. I love the vintage stuff, as you all know, but I think that was a big upgrade for the Explorer. 2010, Rolex released the 214270. You can see what's happening with this whole 1121. That just means that the generations are changing with Rolex. So it's a 214270 model. Then they went to this 39mm case in that model. Did they get it right? No, I think Rolex knew that they didn't get it right. Some people were saying that they sort of had leftover parts with the dial, and so yeah, they put that there, and then they decided to change that later in 2016, which is where this model came from. It's the second generation. They fixed those. They introduced, they fixed the minor issues. They went with the Mark 1 hands, but they changed the 369 and add luminous material in each one now. And they made the hand a little bit thicker. 2021, they discontinued this model. The 36mm reference 124270 returned with an upgraded sort of case and bracelet and design. So they really ramped that 36mm up again. And then in 2023, the 224270 came out alongside the 36mm, which was the 40mm, which is what we have running today. Guys, if you can buy the Mark II version, I think having those little things fixed on the dial and the hands is a wonderful sort of upgrade to the watch. I actually really like the 39mm. I think it fits pretty spot on, to be honest with you. Same as those 39mm Explorer, Oyster Perpetuals that they did before they jumped up to the 41. I think they're really nice. The 39mm fits really lovely on the wrist. Mine's a sort of 6.5 inch, nearly a 7-inch wrist. It sits in the middle. It doesn't look too big. It's got a beautifully tapered bracelet. So for me, I would say this is probably one of the nicest Explorers to wear. I would buy a 39mm over their 40mm. So if you go find a good one, one of the vintage guys again, that's what I'd be doing. I have some more news about secondhand and vintage in Adelaide soon. I can't release it just yet, but we have some really exciting news for you coming early 2026. So stay tuned. I will be releasing some stuff about what we're going to be doing. But for now, back to the 39mm. It is a nice watch. Try them on. Go look at a 40mm. Go look at a 39mm. It is a bit slimmer. It is a bit shorter in the lug, but it is nice. Okay, so check one of those out. Definitely get the Mark II version. Solid bracelet, solid end links. That'll be my pick. That's pretty much all I have to really say about that. If you have any questions, don't forget to shoot us a comment. I'm happy to answer them. And we'll see you next week. I've got some exciting stories next week, and we're going to interview someone really cool over the next couple of weeks. So we'll see you soon.